Kile ni nonke kwenkubo yetu ni nonke abalandele babangwindi. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are very fortunate that we are hosted at Elite Body Gym or Body Elite, thanks to our gracious host Craig Norman. So boxing, you don't always have to get it in the face. It's also a very good exercise if you just do the training. So come to the top of the Dross to Body Elite at the top in Stellenbosch. We are a big party scene is. On top of that, you will find the gym to work all of those sins off. Now today, we're going to talk about the World Boxing Super Series once again. We had Zolani Tete coming through. Now all three quarterfinals are handled. We're having the fourth quarterfinal this weekend, Saturday night, in Glasgow, Scotland, a very good place to be. And why it's of interest to us is, of course, because the winner of Ryan Burnett defending his WBA Bantamweight World Championship against the Filipino Flash, Donaire, will of course take on our own Zolani Tete in the semi-finals. So, what will happen on Saturday night at Glasgow? Well, Ryan Burnett is perhaps the lesser known quantity of the two, but he's young, he's undefeated, he's 19-0 with 9 knockouts. He won his world title last year in 2017, winning the WBA Bantamweight Championship from countryman Lee Haskins, and he did so in fine style, knocked him down twice, but he won a wide decision on points, couldn't stop him. And then he didn't let grass grow under his feet. He went straight into a unification fight with a WBA champion, Zanat Zakianov, and that was a very tough fight. He won quite easily on points, but that wasn't an accurate reflection of what went on. Zakianov put some serious level on him as well, but he became a unified champion. He dropped the IBF belt, not making him mandatory against Emmanuel Rodriguez, who's also through to the one semi-final against Napoya Inoue. But he am onto his WBA championship, and he made one defense this year against Johan Fres Parayo. Now he takes on Nonito Donaire. So Ryan Burnett is that kind of busy, aggressive, crowd-pleasing fighter. He likes to come forward a lot. He's got good reflexes. He does get hit every now and then, but he has taken the punches well so far. Although he has not taken on a crippling puncher, it must be said. Now with Nonito Donaire, he's got a record of 38 wins, 5 losses at this veteran stage of his career. And in those 38 wins, we also have 24 knockouts. So that chin of Ryan Burnett is most likely going to be tested. So Donaire has had a long career. He's been a world champion since 2007. That's when he won his first world title at the flyweight championship, knocking out Victor Chinyan. Very dangerous fighter at the time. It was a big upset, but he knocked him out with a beautiful left hook. And since 2007 until the end of 2012, he was a winning machine, picking up wins against some very good fighters and collecting world titles across 4 weight divisions, 5 if you count interim titles as well. In 2012, we had that stellar year. He even won the Boxing Writers Association of America's Fight of the Year. Really, really good, and it's very tough for a foreign fighter, especially in the smaller weights, to win that. And so he did. In that year, he fought 4 times, winning the WBO Super Bantamweight or Junior Featherweights, as we call them in South Africa, winning that title against Wilfredo Vasquez Jr., then adding the IBF belt, beating our own Jeffrey Matabula, adding to that he beat WBC champion Toshiaki Nishioka, and ended the year with a crushing of El Travieso, Jorge Arce. And 2013 is when sort of the wheels came off, when he was taken to school and lost his titles against Guillermo Rigondo, a great Cuban. And from then it was sort of a mixed bag. You know, came back with 2 wins, picking up another world title, WBA Featherweight World Championship, by beating our own Simpiwe Pecheka. That was a very unsatisfactory victory. Accidental headbutt caused the cut, and I went to the scorecards. And after that, he lost that title to Nicholas Walters that seemed to be the end of for him. He was stopped for the first time in his career by power punching Walters in 6 rounds. Gave a good account of himself, but it seemed it was over. And since then, he's been in the ring 7 times, winning 5, losing 2, picking up and losing another world title. He went back to super bantamweight or junior featherweight, won a WBO title, and lost it in a close fight against Jesse Magdaleno. And then in his most recent fight, he challenged Carl Frampton in the UK for an interim featherweight title. And although he gave a good account of himself, he gave Frampton some nervous moments, did catch him here and there, he lost clearly on points. Now he enters the World Boxing Super Series, and he's going to be fighting at bantamweight, 2 weight divisions lower. He hasn't fought at bantamweight since I think it was around about 2003. So that is a big question, and that's actually essentially the whole story about this fight. How is Nonito Donaire going to manage this move down in weight? Now, generally, especially older fighters, when they move down in weight, they tend to train themselves to such an extent that they lose their power, they lose their endurance, and sometimes even their punch resistance. We can look at former IBF heavyweight champ Chris Bird as an example. When he moved all the way down to light heavyweight, it was a disaster for him. On the other hand, there are other examples too. Our own baby Jake McClellan moved down from flyweight to junior flyweight or light flyweight. It was a good move for him. Maybe not a big weight gap there, but then again, Orla Norris moved all the way down from heavyweight to cruiserweight, became a world champion. So sometimes if a fighter is fighting above his natural weight, usually it happens when there are opportunities at that weight. Typically the curse of a cruiserweight. And then when he moves down and is more in a natural weight division, more suited to his body type, he might rejuvenate his career. Like what happened to those two now. Can this second scenario be the case with Nonito Donaire? We will see. But there's another more important question here. Now, Ryan Burnett, he's shorter than Donaire, he hasn't got the same reach. He's got a fight coming forward, that's the way he fights. Now, you can't sit around the periphery trying to outbox Donaire unless you're really skilled like Rigondo, which I don't think Burnett is on that level. So he's going to come forward. He hasn't got a massive punch. Donaire does get hit more now when he's older, that's obvious. I don't think it's the biggest crisis bearing on the result of this fight, because I can't see Burnett hurting him. He's not a puncher on the level of Nicholas Walters. However, the reflexes are dull. And the second question is more interesting. Can Donaire tag Burnett enough to knock him out? Because as I've seen Donaire as of late, he might tag Burnett once, maybe twice. Is that going to be enough to make him keel over? I don't think so, unless Donaire has suddenly discovered a bigger punch moving down to bantamweight. Now, I talked to Moruti Talane, the IBF flyweight champion. He should know. He's fought Donaire. He told me it's not going to be such a big squeeze for Donaire as many people think. He says he's not a big guy, he never was. He wasn't a natural featherweight, and he should make the weight. So, assuming that the weight doesn't weaken him, can he catch Burnett often enough? Now, that's where I think lies the rub. If it was a prime Nonito Donaire, I would have no doubt picking him to knock out Ryan Burnett. I wouldn't have given Burnett much of a chance, but the fact of the matter is, he's not. So I'm going to stick my neck out, which I have to do for the show, and I'm going to go with Ryan Burnett beating Nonito Donaire by unanimous decision. Donaire will have his moments, I think, will make it a good fight. Will make him sit up in their seats here and there, perhaps more so than he did against Carl Frampton. Although I'm not quite sure that he can, it's going to be enough. So I expect Ryan Burnett to come through here, and then we'll talk about him and Zolani Tete, unless Donaire can prove me wrong. So that's my take on the World Boxing Super Series bantamweight, the last quarter final. I hope we're all going to be watching it, we're all going to be enjoying it. You can go to the World Boxing Super Series website, there's always a live stream there. You can check it out for free here in Mzansi. Really worthwhile watching. There's also a great fight co-heading it, which is Josh Taylor. A lot of people will remember him for beating Warren Uber. Josh Taylor will be fighting another Ryan Martin from the United States. So that should be 2 unbeaten junior welterweights. That should be a good one as well. So go and check it out. You can also check out my blogs on www.couchpotatofightguru.blogspot.com. I'm also a contributing writer for Ring Magazine. I do a South African bit of world beat, so please go to ringtv.com, subscribe to the Ring Magazine. If you're in South Africa, it's easier to do the digital version. And then you can also follow me on YouTube at Drux Milan on boxing. So until then, until we see each other again, enjoy your boxing and keep those hands up.